Hello everyone, welcome to the GonzoEwok channel. We're going to be continuing our playthrough of Rogue Legacy today. My name is Ewok.
And I'm Gonzo.
And I believe it's your turn now, Gonzo.
It is, I've got the controls. Hopefully we've fixed the technical difficulties that we had last time. I say, hopefully we fixed them, but we had a bit of a prod round at a couple of settings with virus protection.
Yeah, I've temporarily disabled virus protection software, closed Dropbox, anything that was using even the tiniest bit of CPU or memory, I've closed down to try and help. So hopefully it'll work. If it doesn't, we might have to look at trying to record this in something other than Fraps. It may be that it just doesn't like Fraps. I have had a couple of games that aren't particularly resource intensive themselves, but when combined with Fraps seem to be system killers.
Yeah.
What was weird was that there was absolutely nothing going on at the time that it decided to have the slowdown.
Yeah, we double checked all the processes going on with the machine. There was nothing there.
I was using about 26% of CPU and about 20% of system memory, so I've got no idea exactly what happened. So you're buying some items here, are you?
Yeah, just randomly spending all that gold that you accrued in the last playthrough there as well. So a couple extra new bits of kit, new set of limbs, new head.
I definitely think that damage up is the way to go for the foreseeable.
Cool. Okay, and maybe put a little bit in health. Upgrade the barbarian might be useful.
Upgrade the barbarian.
We're playing as a mage, but we don't play as mages very often. Let's upgrade the barbarian. A few extra bits.
And you get the little Skyrim style shouty bit.
Cool, and then we can get Shinobi.
Oh no, you like Shinobis, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I quite like barbarians for sort of late stage gaming. When you're focusing on doing a bit of farming, they can be quite useful because they've got a high amount of health. So you stick them on with a lot of sort of vampire equipment to drain health, and you can survive for a fairly long time running through the castle. Well, this is a good starting room. Very dangerous.
Suspiciously quiet.
It would be handy if you get a run that has no enemies in it. I think that would be...
water at the bottom of the screen.
It is. I think it's just for effect though. It doesn't look like you can get there.
I can't remember seeing that in my earlier plays.
Well, we know they've added some new traits, so it's possible they've added some new sort of room permutations.
Straight up into my, that was a mistake. Yeah, I think the update, I was doing a little bit of a digging around after our last recording session. I think the game updated back just after the Christmas time. Arseholes! Yeah, I think the game updated just after the Christmas time, and apparently it's added in sort of like remixes of bosses, some new layouts, quite a bit extra content. Just really sweet. It's like a little sort of free extra
for a game that's been out for a while, for them to come in there and sort of add all this extra stuff. I mean, a lot of companies would charge, put it as DLC. It's one of the things. I mean, it's not exclusive to indie games, but certainly more common in indie games. I find that you get this sort of almost free DLC in the form of patches.
Totally, yeah.
I mean, people who've watched any of the other stuff that we've got on the channel will know that we do have a fondness for indies. We haven't got any Let's Play of any sort of AAA titles or anything. We do tend to stick to indies. It's one of the reasons I got into PC gaming when I did, and why I've stuck with it over the consoles. Although I do play the consoles as well, but I love the indie scene.
Me too. I think it's a really exciting time for indie games as well. And I'm not saying that I dislike AAA games, but I think just some of the practices that we've seen going on with some of the bigger recording studios I can't particularly get behind, really. It's just nice to see sort of a lot of games come out in the form of kind of passion projects. I'm not saying that like indie games aren't without their own issues, but
I mean, sort of early access and Kickstarter and things like that have their benefits and have their failings as well. You just threw away loads of gold.
Pressed down by accident.
I mean, you see a lot of Kickstarters that people throw their money behind and they never come to anything, and it is a sort of risk that you take if you want to fund this sort of thing. But equally, you see Kickstarters and early access games that have got thriving communities where the players and the developers interact really well, and it's almost like the people who are playing at the early access stage are part of the development team, almost, in the sense that they can really influence the way the development of a game goes.
That was shocking. I do apologise. Ewok's turn next. I think in terms of indie games in general, you see some really exciting games that come out of indie houses that I think a lot of AAA publishers just wouldn't take a risk on as well.
Well, that's the thing. You sort of have to take a risk as an indie game. You can't just make something that follows the same sort of pattern as all the AAAs, because people will just buy the AAAs because it's got more money, it's got more production value. So you have to create something a little bit unique and with a little bit of ingenuity behind it. And that's exactly the sort of things that a lot of the AAA studios wouldn't make, because there's a risk attached to it.
Yeah. Okay, so what did you go with there? I wasn't actually looking at the screen when you chose a character.
I only had enough to really do one thing. So, I mean, I picked a mage because there was a dwarf character and a gigantic character, and I don't particularly like them, so I just picked the mage by process of elimination. And I upped the damage again. We only had enough gold to really do one thing.
Every time you say that, it's just like insulting us. Just, well, we didn't have much gold to do anything after your failed attempt.
Well, it is the truth.
No need to rub it in. Bit of a hairy room.
Oh, it's dropping all that health, which is of absolutely no use to me at the moment. It is a bit of a hairy room. See, this is why I don't like mages, because I'm not very good at not getting damaged, and mages can't take a lot of damage. I'm going to skip that room if you don't mind, because there's going to be a lot of icicles flying around there.
You do what you got to do.
And I don't fancy the chances. So I may come back to it later if we get that far, but for the moment I'm going to focus on some slightly easier gold farming.
Cool. It's the gold's what we need. It's a nice hit. Sweet.
Yeah, that did pretty well for me. Okay.
Oh god. Paintings.
Oh, two of them.
Two of them.
Where's he coming? Where's he coming? There he is.
Arseholes.
No, I don't have any sort of chests or anything in this room. So I really need a couple of sweet treasure chests would be handy.
Totally. Okay, we seem to be doing alright for the time being.
For the time being, I've lost a chunk of health. Oh crap, I forgot that they do that. Oh well.
Swept your legs.
There you go. I mean, you say you're doing alright, and then everything goes to shit.
Sir Katagi. Down he goes.
Well, better luck to you, my friend. What you thinking?
There's not much. I quite like gigantic characters, even though they get hit quite a bit, because I like the,
you've got
the extended hitbox that you've got.
I mean, you've got a big hitbox yourself, but then you've also got the potential to hit quite a lot of things from a distance, so it sort of balances out. I don't like them more for the platforming elements, to be honest. I mean, trying to navigate that through a tiny passageway with spikes and traps and flames.
Ah, we'll be alright.
If you say so, mate.
Forget how big they are, especially putting on your big TV as well. Looks fucking huge. What's all this?
See, like I say, it's almost like it's trying to nerf you by putting you in a room with lots of spikes with this huge character. At least you've got lots of health though.
This is true.
My mage had 75 health and you're walking in with 225.
Oh, that'll go down fairly quickly, I wouldn't worry about that. Bollocks. Oh no,
it certainly will at this rate.
I just panicked.
Yeah, you're going very quick. I don't fall into the same trap. Oh wow. I mean, your character looks quite intimidating. Certainly bigger than most of the enemies.
Doesn't matter if you look intimidating or if you're just standing there and just soaking up the hits. You've got to actually be intimidating as well, that's always an advantage.
Unfortunately, with the barbarian, you can afford to soak up a few hits. See, it's making me rethink all my strategies, because I've got all my late game strategies. Thinking about the early game now, I think the barbarian seems to be quite a good bet.
Yeah, I find the last time I was playing the game that I went predominantly for barbarians in the early stages, just because that little additional bit of health that you get.
It does make a difference.
It does, yeah.
Anything for that little bit of gold, eh?
We need it.
We certainly do. So you've got some sort of power zombie down there.
Don't get hit. There we go.
Hey, not bad, not bad.
Getting there.
Good timing. You could stand under that zombie and hit him with your axe spell, which would have stopped you from...
Yeah, if I kind of ran out of kind of ran out of mana. Right, how do I play this? Not like that.
It's alright, you'll get the chest out of it, which will be worth it in the end.
You'd think, wouldn't you? Zombishing.
I don't know what going to die.
There we go, right. Okay, I'll get this.
With 4 health left to spare, a Sky Rune, that gives you a little bit of flight ability. Well, I'm looking forward to my go. I mean, it never keeps you waiting long, does it?
Okay.
So what else have you been playing lately, if anything?
Not much, to be honest. I've been mad busy just in my day job. My mum and dad are going back out to Greece. They live out in Greece for most of the year, so I've been helping them kind of move out of their place here and get stuff ready to go. So I haven't really had much time for gaming. Got my hands on Planet Explorers, so that came up on early access. Checked into that.
Ah, yes. Any good?
Yeah, I've only put maybe an hour or two into it so far, but it seems really, really good fun. We've both got quite a strong leaning towards sort of like sandboxy kind of games in general.
Yeah, absolutely, definitely.
And I've had a bit of a play. There's like a story mode, and then there's kind of like an adventure mode, which is kind of a little bit kind of like Minecraft survival kind of style. Randomly generated world, go out there, collect materials, get yourself sort of self-sufficient. You know, it's a bit of a bug fest at the minute, but that's to be expected with early access, you know. But very promising. Really enjoyed the little that I've played so far.
It's brand new on early access, isn't it?
It is. I think it's been around a while before it's hit Steam, but yeah, it seems quite good. The community across there seemed quite nice as well. I'm thinking there's the potential possibly for a series or maybe some videos on that if there would be a bit of an interest in it, but I think we need to wait until maybe it's a little bit
more polished.
Yeah, a little bit more polished, a little bit more stability more than anything else. I think it's the stability. I haven't had any sort of like really bad crashes or any kind of, you know, kind of very regular things happening, but there's been a couple of game breaking bits and pieces going on.
And we wouldn't want that to happen in the middle of recording.
Yeah, certainly. I mean,
well, if you've got an interest in it, if you think it's something that I'd like, then
definitely, yeah. I mean, I think
for getting into it.
Off camera, I'll show you what's what. Then I'll give you a half hour's kind of guided tour.
All right, sounds good.
And see what you think of it. And then at some point we can maybe have a bit of a look in and. Yeah, it might be worth having a look at the series. Probably a while off yet, though. We should at least maybe do like a quick sort of once-over of it and see how it goes. Might be worth it. If anybody's interested in seeing that again, let me know, and we'll always try and cater for an audience.
Absolutely. Well, I've just been pretty much playing Kerbal this last week. Made some progress in my single-player game. Got a lot more science, unlocked a lot of new stuff. Stuff that'll help in my Let's Play, certainly.
Cool.
I've been meaning to go back to Assassin's Creed as well, because I got quite far into Assassin's Creed 3. Hit a nasty game-breaking bug, where one of the levels would just crash over and over again. A lot of people were reporting that, but apparently that's been fixed, so I should go back with that.
I kind of lost interest with Assassin's Creed. I mean, I've played all. I haven't played the latest one, but I never finished Brotherhood. I don't think there was one sort of stealth kind of level. We were trying to infiltrate a camp. And that just annoyed the piss out of it. I spent an hour trying to do it, and I thought, you know what, it's not worth it. I'm not really that bothered. I liked Assassin's Creed 3 as well. Thought it was quite good fun, but it didn't hold me.
Hang on, no, it's 4 I'm playing, isn't it?
Yeah,
the latest one.
Yeah, I was going to say 3's the last one I played.
Well, I mean, I do like the Assassin's Creed series. I think one a year is probably a little too much, and it does strain my patience a little bit.
It's dangerous,
which is why I'm playing it now and not like immediately on release, you know. But
it's dangerous a lot of. Again, it comes back to that AAA studio thing. We've got a formula that works. Let's just keep pumping them out, and people keep buying them.
I do like the emphasis on the naval battles in Assassin's Creed 4 though, because it was a part of Assassin's Creed 3 I really liked, and it was sort of over quite quickly. So I like the open world aspect of it. I mean, Sid Meier's Pirates is one of my favourite games, and
awesome game.
It's kind of like a little bit like that in a way, and that you just go around and, you know, sack ships and stuff.
Can you dance?
No, there is no dancing mini game. Well, Sid Meier's Pirates is probably one of my most purchased games, because I've got it on PC, original Xbox, PSP. I've got the iOS version. I did have an old BlackBerry version, but I don't even think they do the BlackBerry version anymore. Not that I've got Not that I've got a BlackBerry anymore. I'm almost convinced that that's not it, that I got it on something else as well, but I can't think of what that might be.
Yeah, I think I've got maybe 2 or 3 copies of the same game.
Obviously, we used to play Pirates Gold on the PC before that. I never did play the original version. It was like an Amiga game or a Commodore game or something like that, wasn't it?
I had one on the Mega Drive as well, if I remember rightly. I think there was a Pirates Gold on the Mega Drive as well, or Genesis, depending on whereabouts you live.
I just remember having the PC version. Do you reckon I can get up there?
Be careful.
Whoa!
Oh, nicely done. Oh,
now it's getting back down again.
Yeah, that'll do.
Nice try. Good effort. But yeah, I love Pirates. It's a great game. I think Ashley's kind of sick of me playing Pirates. We went on holiday once, and I took the PSP and Sid Meier's Pirates with me, and the game actually broke. The UMD disc broke, and I spent half the holiday going to various game shops trying to find another copy of Sid Meier's Pirates.
The dangers of gaming.
So we spent our holiday trying to find a copy of a game that I could play at any time while I was at home. But honestly, I love it that much. And then I ended up re-getting it on the PlayStation Online store so I could play it on the PS Vita.
Yeah. So really what we've learned is that you financially supported Sid Meier for the last decade or so.
I did that with Oblivion as well. I bought Oblivion on so many platforms, many times.
I think we talked about that in a previous video, and I think you even gave me a copy or 2 as well. I had Oblivion on the PC, and I think you gave us maybe another copy on. I'm thinking maybe it was Xbox, maybe even PS3.
I think Morrowind's probably the best one I've done. I got Morrowind. I bought like a disc copy. It was a second-hand copy. This is the beautiful days before sort of DRM was on everything.
Yeah.
So I bought a second-hand copy of Morrowind on PC, brought it home, didn't even take it out of the cellophane wrapper, and when I was out shopping a few weeks later, I saw a Game of the Year edition of Morrowind, and ended up buying that. And then when I eventually got round to opening the standard one, it turned out that there was a Game of the Year disc in the box, even though the second-hand copy wasn't marked as a Game of the Year.
You never see that happen anymore. It used to happen quite a bit in game shops, though.
Well, consequently, I ended up with 2 identical copies of the Game of the Year edition. I ended up just giving one of them away to somebody.
My favourite for that was one of the. I think it used to be like Electronics Boutique. You know, you used to go in like one of the stores, and they would have like all the display boxes out for a game, and you'd take it to the counter, and then you'd get somebody would open the counter and they'd look for the disc and bring it out. I think there's still a couple of stores do it now, but I remember it used to happen all the time.
They used to do that in game. I don't know if they still do that in game.
Yeah. Trying to think some of the other local shops, but in any event, Electronics Boutique, it was famous for doing that. You used to go there on like a Saturday to do a bit of shopping. You'd go in
and you'd find disc.
Yeah, and you just find some random disc. You know, like I've ordered this, but they were notorious for doing it with. There was a special edition and the regular edition. You'd end up with a special edition in the.
Every time you end up with a special edition, that's some poor sap who ends up with a regular edition.
Yeah, but that's not me. That's the difference.
They'll get their copy in the end.
Yeah. Well, they could easily complain, take it back, and get it changed, couldn't they?
Nobody loses.
Exactly.
Have you noticed how much wonderful goldage I've got here?
Yeah, that's why I'm kind of rambling. I just didn't want to kind of dwell on your success. We need to find a game that I'm good at playing and you're not. Because every single series that we've had, I tend to be terrible at it. Do you think? I didn't do particularly well at Zomboid. We'll go back to that. I'll practice a bit more.
To be fair, you're not bad at Kerbal. It's just you never get to play Kerbal in our Let's Play series.
This is very true.
I'd just like to put that out there, officially on the record, that Gonzo can actually play Kerbal quite well. That's one game.
I can play several video games.
Well, I'm quite pleased with that run, mate.
That was very well done.
Got you some gold to spend. Oh, you've put the credits
Yeah,
on.
I dropped the controller and I decided to put the credits up. Okay then. Mage, Paladin. Gotta go with the Barbarian King.
Incidentally, that story about buying Morrowind, I previously already owned Morrowind on the Xbox. So I've also bought that game many times. Yeah, I've got a habit of doing that. I almost bought it again the other day because it was on sale on Steam, and I thought, ooh, I'd quite like it attached to my Steam account so I don't have to worry about discs.
Okay, I've unlocked the Shinobi just because I like them. Let's have a look. Haggle's quite powerful to get early stages.
I still think everything should be going into that attack stat, because once you start one-shotting things, the first level becomes a lot easier.
Okay, we'll take that. We can still get haggle if needs be. I'm going to have a quick look in the blacksmith and the enchanters, see if we've got anything. Gives us a slight bonus, but not
Slight boost to health and yeah.
Squire chest gives us a bit of armour. It's always nice, and it would make we kind of look the part as well. So we're getting that.
Okay.
Because now we've all got kind of like this kind of bronzy, beigey kind of armour going on. A bit of look-see. Don't want to really get rid of the vault rune. Don't think we can afford.
Well, there's another vault rune if you want to go for the whole triple jump.
Fly very briefly. That is quite handy to have.
It is.
Can't afford the other vault rune.
You can't afford. Well, never mind that.
See if we can buy anything else with this.
Health, mana, or equipment tolerance.
Critical chance up. 2% chance.
It's better than a 0% chance.
What's the most expensive thing?
Try and maximise the expenditure.
Yeah, 360 for health. We're doing that.
Sensible. You can't take it with you.
Exactly. Right, straight in.
We're up to level 20. You know, we're progressing. Oh, you guys confused? What does that mean? What does that make happen?
It just gives that little question mark come off his head. He's just thinking. But I've also got OCD, so I'll get mana back fine.
Oh, well, in that case, you might want to consider using your spells a bit more regularly in this.
Yeah, but I think he's also ambidextrous, so I don't think his spells work properly. But I think that just
they go out backwards.
That's not great. One shot in the ice mage there, though. That's always a good sign.
And you're a barbarian as well, aren't you?
I am.
Which have slightly reduced damage. So if we're at the one-shotting stage, then we're in good standing, really.
Not doing too bad. That was a very good call, I think, to get my hands on this.
So what are you going to get?
That's the oval.
So that means we can carry gold over.
Yep.
I mean, it's slightly handy, but why would you want to when you could spend it on sexy new things?
Depends. If I do very badly here and we don't get much, you know, it might serve some purpose.
Now, you're not one-shotting the fire mages.
No.
So we've still got a little way to go. I think once we get to the point where we confidently one-shot everything, then we need to look at maybe a bit health or some other things. Not that we should focus exclusively on damage up, I just think that should be the area of most heavy investment.
Yeah. Can't argue with that one, my friend.
Well, you could, but you'd be wrong.
That's why I'm not going to bother. Dickheads.
But it happens.
It does. Chest. Bit of gold. Oh, well, there we go. I think I've done better this time than I have in the past three runs that I've had at my end.
Yeah, 440. It's enough to buy something, so it's progress.
It is.
It's moving forward. Oh, awkward silence. To be honest, I'm just quite sort of enraptured in what you're doing. That I'm finding it difficult to make conversation because I'm enjoying just watching what you're up to.
The game has like a very kind of like hypnotic kind of quality once you start getting into it, especially once you get better and you kind of get into the flow. It is something that you can just kind of lose yourself in a little bit.
You've got full health. You could have a go at the boss.
Why are you trying to get us to throw?
I'm not trying to get you to throw.
That's exactly what's happening.
It would be a good way to round off a video, a boss fight.
I'm not going to do it, bastards. Eat my backwards knives.
You see, and you thought that they wouldn't come in useful.
It is quite handy, actually. It's like you just shut out a knife behind you at rapid speed straight towards the enemy. So if you're running away...
It's a skill.
I wish I'd got there. Took a lot of damage trying to get across to it. Not an insane amount, though.
Yeah, got a little bit of gold out of the room, so it wasn't entirely wasted.
Don't be an arsehole. Eat backwards knives.
Hey, that's doing a canny bit of damage, mate.
I'm out of mana.
Charge him before he can fire again. Excellent. And hopefully there'll be a good stack in there.
Getting quite a few blueprints.
Which is handy. I mean, items give you probably a bigger bonus for the money that compared to increasing the stats, really.
Play Pistol Shrimp.
Pistol Shrimp, one of my favourites.
Just had a little bit of a dance. I love the way that he kind of charges forward with his sword up as well. It looks quite heroic the way that the guy moves. It's worth pointing out. A bit of health. We could possibly try the forest, you know. It's been a while since we've done anything else. Should we go and have an explore in the forest? I don't think I'll last long, but there's a good chance of getting some...
Go for it. Now, I wouldn't go in the Land of Darkness. The Land of Darkness is the hardest area of the game, whereas the forest is the area that you want to be going to after the castle. Now, careful with them... I was about to say careful with them wolf thingies, because they jump.
Not if we get a sword in there.
I'll tell you what, I think we're sort of reaching the level where a forest run might be doable. And of course, with the greater risks come the greater rewards. You will get significantly more gold from this area. I mean, just look at how much the enemies are dropping. Sweet. You're going to hit the 1k. If you carry on like this, you may one day be as good as me.
Shut up.
Sorry, but you know, Kerbal's your time to take the piss out of me. So I'm starting to feel like I've got a little bit something.
Yeah, okay. I can't really argue. Wish I could. Haven't really got like a moral leg to stand on with that.
Excellent use of the backwards knives.
That was quite good. This is probably the most I've ever used magic in any run through of Rogue Legacy. Okay, there we go. There's been something up there for dwarfish, I think.
You can smash them, yeah. With a teeny bit of gold each.
I want to get the most gold that we're getting so far in a run.
Well, I can't remember exactly how much I got before, so... Excellently done.
Yeah, this is the tricky part.
Excellently done. Superb.
That wasn't bad. I'm pleased with that. I think I'm doing a little bit better for gold, although I can't quite remember how much you got in the last...
I do think I got a bit more.
Well, I'm just going to have to like get way more than this then. That's got to be a thing that happens.
If you killed a boss, you would.
Yeah, that's not going to happen though.
Oh no, this isn't a fun room, is it?
It's not. It's not been here for very long.
That's a sensible idea. And without the vault rune, you would have been a bit knackered there.
Totally would. Okay. What's coming?
You're alright, you're sheltered. Onwards. Oh, there we go. Another boss. But also lots of gold.
I've got to be... I think, didn't you get about 1,700 when you were playing?
I think you're probably pushing us out of the ballpark now, especially given that you've got...
Awesome. That's all I want to do.
A good amount of health left. But I don't think you would have been able to if it wasn't for all the levels up we got from the money that I earned.
This is true. Can't argue with that.
Let's just stop trying to outdo each other. It's a team effort, this game, isn't it?
I'm not going to stop trying to outdo you. That's half the fun. A bit of healthy competition.
Oh, well, in that case...
I'm not using it as a basis to take the piss. I just think it adds... if anything, a bit of healthy competition, you see? It kind of spurs
adds
on.
an incentive, doesn't it? An incentive to do well.
Yeah. To humiliate your best buddy.
Well, I'm setting myself the target of...
Get one of them.
Setting myself the target of trying a boss out, I think, is going to be my next target.
You're right. Oh, go for it, man. I think if anybody's got the skills to do it, it's probably going to be you rather than me. We're doing all right damage here, though.
Well, the survivability, considering that you're in the forest rather than the castle, isn't bad. So we're definitely making progress. I mean, it helps that we've both played a little bit of the game before we came to do this run, even if we are very rusty.
I was going to say I was getting some good moves in there, but that's kind of went by the side now. Yeah.
That's okay, this chest is going to put you in good standing. It's been a good run, you've got some blueprints, got a lot of gold. Can't really complain.
Just don't die here.
Just get the chest, get the chest, get the chest. Well, there you go, you got a fair bit of it.
That wasn't too bad, that should give us some decent gold to play with.
Well, I think we'll call it a day. We'll come back and we'll spend that gold next time. I'll see if I can outdo you.
Fantastic. Well, and the nice thing to point out is as well, the computer didn't catch fire or break down as well. So whatever couple of settings that were prodded at then swore the computer seems to have done the trick.
Well, I am a technical genius, obviously.
And incredibly modest as well. Alright.
Thanks for swinging by to view our Let's Play of Rogue Legacy. We do hope you enjoyed it, and we'll be back with some more videos. It'll be next Wednesday for more Rogue Legacy, but there's always Kerbal, and we'll be working on Project Zomboid as well, so there's plenty to see.
There's the odd extra little mini-sode we like to kind of throw together as well. We should plan a few more of those just to kind of keep people interested.
Absolutely.
A little random bit.
So yeah, if you want to see any of those videos, then please drop us a subscription to get notifications. Come by and check the YouTube channel, and hopefully we'll catch you watching another video another time. Thank you very much for popping by.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.